Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a good Sunday night. It is September 6th, and today I'm back here with a winter storm update. We have not had one of these in a while, but we are potentially having a mountain snowstorm, or winter storm, the first one of the season in early September. And so, yes, we're going to be talking about that, and until the end of the video, we're going to have a little update in the tropics. But yes, so please consider leaving a like, I would really appreciate it. But yeah, let's get started. So, we might or as of right now, we are going to be seeing a snowstorm for areas of the mountains, or the Rocky Mountains. Denver, Colorado, you could be getting in on this. You're supposed to be getting in on this. You're supposed to have a major temperature drop if you do live in Denver, so that's going to be kind of interesting. It's going to go from the 90s today, which Sunday, I think Denver was in the 90s, and then Tuesday they're going to be in the 30s in the afternoon. So that's going to be a big temperature drop. Alright, there we go. So this is tomorrow afternoon. You can see this is we're looking at the GFS model. So it really starts to pick up as we go until tomorrow night at around 7 to 8 p.m. depending on where you live. So this is around the evening hours. We have some snow in the higher elevations of areas of Montana, maybe eastern Idaho, and northern Wyoming right there in the higher elevations. And if you live at a lower elevation, you may not get any snow. But yeah, so as we go later, Tuesday morning, we can see areas of west or Wyoming, even the Panhandle of Nebraska. The GFS model has getting some snow, or has snow trying to mix in there. But I don't think the Panhandle of Nebraska is going to get much at all. But we can see areas like Denver gets hit with heavy snow, Colorado Springs according to the GFS model, and yes, we can see just a big blast of cold air from the north going down like this with snow in the higher elevations. Even in some of the lower elevations, like in Colorado, you could be getting snow too. I think Colorado is going to be getting hit the hardest with this. So yeah, now let's look at a different model. Let's look at not the GFS. Well, we can look at the GFS Para. Alright, so this is kind of unrelated. Yeah, okay. It has western Kansas getting snow. It's central Nebraska. So we're not going to be looking at that. That's most likely not going to happen. Let's look at the Canadian model. So the Canadian model has the snowfall a lot lighter. It has the snowfall not making it. It has Denver barely getting a little bit of snow, very little though. In lower elevations like eastern Colorado getting nothing, and so it has snowfall totals a lot lighter. But in Wyoming, it has snowfall totals maybe even a little bit heavier or around the same for Wyoming. But Colorado has the snow a lot lighter, and so that's kind of interesting. Now let's look at what the models are saying for snowfall accumulations. This is the GFS model. The GFS one I think is going a little bit too high with this. It has northwestern Kansas getting 6 inches. I don't think northwestern Kansas is going to get it. I think it is overdoing these accumulations a little bit. I think it's overdoing them. It has Denver. Let's just try to zoom in on Denver. I do not know exactly where it is located. I know it's in Colorado though. Well, I know it. Yeah, it's right there. All right, 11.8 inches. That's unrealistic. And further down, it has Colorado Springs getting 10 inches. So that is not good. I don't think you're going to be getting that much snow. Now, this is probably going to be like, if you want snow, this is going to be like the best case scenario you could get, around a foot. But I think the snowfall totals are going to be lower than this. And I don't think it's going to be as further east. I don't think the Panhandle, Nebraska is going to get 7 inches of snow. But maybe if you live in the Panhandle, Nebraska, you could maybe get some snow to mix in. Maybe. It's kind of hard to tell, though. This is a very interesting snowstorm. We had one of these last September, at the end of September. It wasn't in this area, though. It was in Montana. I don't know if I might have deleted that video about that, but so yes, it's an interesting little winter storm. Let's look at the Canadian model. So the Canadian model has snowfall totals a lot lighter. So let's zoom in on Denver, or in Colorado here. It has Denver getting about an inch, Colorado Springs getting a trace of snow. So it has snowfall accumulations a lot less lighter, but in Wyoming it has them a little bit lower, but it still has areas in Wyoming getting decent snowfall. It has areas of Colorado getting decent snowfall, but I think the Canadian model is a lot more realistic with snowfall accumulation. I think this is definitely a possible scenario. Yeah, I'd say it's definitely possible for it to look like this, for the snowfall to look like this. I still don't think I think the Panhandle, Nebraska, if you live further west, you could get more snow. I don't see it. You're getting a whole lot of snow if you live in the Panhandle, Nebraska, though. Now let's look at the European model. We're only going to look at the European model on pivotal weather because pivotal weather is good. But yeah, so it has snowfall. It has the same storm. It's kind of consistent with the GFS a little bit. Here, you can see it looks like it has snowfall pretty heavy across Colorado. It looks like it has the heavier snowfall a little bit further to the west, though. That's kind of interesting. It has it a little bit further to the west, and it doesn't have the Panhandle Panhandle, Nebraska, and western Kansas getting a whole lot of snow. Now let's zoom in and check out snowfall total. Let's zoom in and see what's happening. So, European model has snowfall moving in for Denver by around 12Z. It has some light to moderate snow moving in. By 18Z, it kind of has it like snow showers, some of which could be heavy, and it has it. And by evening, that's when it's forecasted to be the strongest according to the European model. Let's look at the other models. Let's see here. Let's look at the GFS. So the GFS model has it, the snowfall being the heaviest. Let's go back here. It has it being the heaviest also kind of at around the afternoon. So that's kind of interesting. Now let's look at the European model snowfall accumulations and see what it's saying for Denver. Let's go down to winter weather here, and let's see. So this might be a little higher because this is just a 10-to-1 ratio. This is not the Kuchera ratio, which is what we were looking at before. So this is probably going to be a little bit higher. I think the European model is definitely it's decently realistic. I don't see 14 inches in the northwestern Panhandle of Nebraska, though. I think that might be a little unrealistic for early to mid September. But yeah, so what I'm thinking, okay, so for Denver, the GFS model has you getting around a foot of snow. Canadian model has you getting an inch and a half. And the European model has you getting almost 8 inches. So I think Denver, being realistic, if you live in Denver, I think you're going to get 5 to 8 inches of snow, being realistic. You could get up to a foot of snow, probably at the worst case or best case scenario if you like snow. Now, if you hate snow, it's the worst case scenario. Now, the best case scenario, or like the least amount of snow you could get, I'd say is probably an inch. But I'm pretty positive you're going to get some snow. I think it's just going to be around 5 to 8 inches, though. I think Colorado Springs, you're further to the south. I think you're probably going to get around. So Canadian model has you getting a trace of snow, around like a quarter of an inch. This one has you getting 1.5 to 0. And this one has you getting 10.7, or around 10 inches. So I'd say probably 2 to 5 inches for Colorado Springs. I don't think you're gonna get as much snow as Denver. I would not be surprised if you only get an inch or a trace of snow, and I would not be surprised if you do get like 5 inches. So yeah, that's my estimate. So that's it for the little winter storm update. Now let's talk about the tropics real quick. We're not going to be really looking at anything, but we have a potential or an interesting storm now. So we have two. This one right here, disturbance 3, is not really. We're not going to talk about that, but disturbance 4 is a 30% chance of forming in the next 5 days here. Let's see what the formation area is. apparently it's moving closer to the U.S. So we're gonna have to watch that in tomorrow's video. Now, first of all, we have this one has a 90% chance of forming in the next 48 hours. That's 2 days. So that's almost the National Hurricane Center is very positive this one will form by Tuesday night. And we have one to the south of a 20% chance in the next 5 days. Now, this is the one that's really this is the one that was big last night. Tropical depression, or it wasn't tropical depression back then. It was just a disturbance. But this is Tropical Depression 17. Yep. We can see right there. It's forecasted to become a storm by tomorrow afternoon. So in tomorrow's video, we may have a tropical storm. And this is interesting because the National Hurricane Center has it going towards this general area. So we're gonna have to watch that. So yeah, we'll actually forecast about that in tomorrow's video. I'm gonna try and do tomorrow's video a little bit earlier so I can spend more time on it. But yeah, that'll wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back tomorrow. But yes, peace out.